Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. I feel like I've spent more time talking to you lot than I have talking to myself in my brain, anybody else who I see in my life for the past few days, but hopefully you guys are all enjoying the content. Chelsea are not only European champions, we are now Super Cup champions as well after the penalty shootout victory against Villareal last night. In today's Chelsea FC news video, we have got 9 stories, which is actually a Chelsea FC news on GBFC record. So make yourself a cup of tea. If you're an early morning beer drinker, then I don't advise it, but go ahead and be my guest. Coffee, whatever it may be, and also subscribe to GBFC. And whilst you're at it, do me a little favour, hit the like button. If we can hit 3,000 likes, then I am already a happier man than I was when I started saying I'm already a happy man. First of all, we've got to start with the big news. It is imminent in terms of it actually could be during this recording. It could be during the upload, during you watching this. Chelsea will probably be announcing Romelu Lukaku today. The good news now is there's no more scanning for where he is on the planet in terms of which private jet is he in. Is he over Frankfurt? Has he diverted and gone to Ibiza for a little holiday? He was in Monaco to sign a contract extension with his representative, with his agent, which I find kind of funny because when he went to Man United, he sacked his agent. When he goes to Chelsea, he wants to extend the contract of his agent, which just goes to show the institution that Chelsea Football Club are. Romelu Lukaku is now in London and the move will be completed today. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but I'm 99.999 with a few more additional 9% sure that that is going to be the case. Romelu Lukaku will be unveiled, I'm hoping this morning or this afternoon, as a Chelsea player, which I'm absolutely delighted about. We move into story number 2, and it is about another striker with a Belgian link. Ike Ugbo looks as though he's set to be leaving the club, and Chelsea will pocket €5 million. Ugbo scored a goal in pre-season, never really played a professional game for Chelsea Football Club that mattered. We wish him all the best in his move. He's going to be going to Belgium, €5 million. It is another Chelsea dream piece of business. And we move into the next story. Let me show you what we got today. We've got a nice long list of shenanigans to go through. And the next one is a little bit worrying. Most of the stuff is good. We're pretty much happy with everything that we're talking about today. However, this one does worry me a little bit. And it comes from Sky Sports regarding Tony Rudiger. Now, PSG and Real Madrid are reportedly interested in Rudiger, which isn't really a surprise because, well, Rudiger is a European champion. He's a German national centre-back who plays for his national team, and he's absolutely quality. Last night, he was overshadowed by Trevor Chalobah, but that's not the point. I'm a bit worried about this one. I think that Rudiger is probably, at this moment in time, Chelsea's best centre-back. A lot of people would argue Thiago Silva, but he is a lot older. We can't rely on him as frequently as we can Tony Rudiger. And he's not signed his new contract yet. However, I am told that he will be at least being given a decent contract proposal from Chelsea Football Club. We're going to have to monitor this one. I don't believe he's going to be leaving in this window, but considering there are a lot of Chelsea players who actually have not long left on their contracts, including Tony Rudiger, it is a little bit worrying that unless everybody signs the deals, players such as Azpilicueta, Andreas Christensen and Rudiger could well be offered to clubs in January, or at least clubs can come in and offer a pre-contract, which if they're not going to accept the deals that Chelsea are offering them, or Chelsea aren't offering them new deals, then we are set to lose them within the next year, which is a little bit worrying. But for Tony Rudiger, the PSG and Real Madrid links are certainly not something I'm too happy about. I hope he signs a Chelsea contract extension and remains at the club for a very long time. We move into another story, and I want to be as polite about this one as possible. However, when I saw the news that Lyon in France are interested in bringing Bakayoko to Lyon, I just breathed a very heavy sigh of relief, which sounds a bit mean, and I mean it in the nicest way possible because I just know for a fact that Bakayoko will not be a Chelsea midfielder, in my opinion. If in 4 years' time, Chelsea buy him back for 90 million because he becomes the next Paul Pogba, then I will happily eat the entire humble pie and then order a second with a bit of custard and a bit of vanilla ice cream on top. No worries. I just don't think it's going to happen. Lyon are interested. They're in talks. They want to buy him. Chelsea will be very happy to see this deal go over the line. Next story. Again, a little bit worrying, but it is regarding Hakim Ziyech. AC Milan are linked with Hakim Ziyech. They want the player, but they want him with a loan, with an option to buy. But Chelsea, of course, considering the form that Ziyech has been in, yes, that injury last night, which is absolutely gutting because Hakim Ziyech deserves to be starting in the Premier League this weekend against Crystal Palace, in my humble opinion. He's injured. He might be out for some time. Thomas Tuchel spoke about the injury after the game, but I don't think we need to worry about this one too much. I think the fact that Ziyech got that injury, even though we're not trying to make positives about Ziyech's injury, I think it could halt any potential move to Italy this summer. There was rumours that Ziyech would have been open to leave. However, I think with what we've seen, with how important he was during pre-season, and especially in the first 38 minutes of that game last night, I don't think Hakim Ziyech is going to be going anywhere, which I'm very happy about. I want to see him given a proper chance this season, and I think we'll see the absolute best out of the Moroccan wizard. We move into the updates on Tammy Abraham. Now, last night, you can see Tammy celebrating with everybody. We know that with the strong English contingent in the dressing room, the fact that so many of these boys have played together for such a long period of time, Tammy Abraham is a massive personality within the Chelsea dressing room. The Super Cup victory looked as though it meant as much to him as anybody else, but the deal to Roma, we're going to find out more over the course of the next probably 24, 48 hours. Roma have given Tammy until the weekend to make his decision, and it looks as though Chelsea are willing to accept the offer, which would equate to about £34 million, seeing Tammy Abraham go to Roma to play under Jose Mourinho. I mentioned it yesterday on Twitter. I absolutely believe that whatever Tammy Abraham does, wherever he goes, whether he stays at Chelsea and plays a bit part role or takes a move to the Premier League, takes a move to Roma, wherever Tammy goes, he is going to score goals. Now, the big thing about this deal is that Chelsea have injected, I guess you could say, a buyback clause, so that if and when Chelsea think Tammy is the striker that we need our number 9 to be, we can buy him back. I don't know how much that buyback clause is going to be, but I'm happy that Chelsea did it because I know the club really sees the potential in where Tammy Abraham can go as a striker. But right now, when the goals of the club are to win absolutely everything, challenge for the Premier League, retain the Champions League, Tammy isn't that guy yet. But we're all very aware that Tammy Abraham can and will become a top quality striker in the future. We move into an update on the Jules Koundé deal. Sevilla have spoken out and they've made it pretty clear. If Chelsea or any other club want to come in and sign Jules Koundé this summer, then they're going to have to splash the cash. Sevilla rate him at €80 million. If Chelsea offer something within that region, then Jules Koundé will become a Chelsea player. There was no issues with personal terms. Things have gone very quiet on this deal as Chelsea have been focusing all of their attention on both the Super Cup and also putting the Lukaku deal over the line with contracts, medicals, finances with Inter Milan. Everything is looking smooth with this one, so expect the Jules Koundé headlines to continue to build over the course of the next few days going into next week. The next story is a little one. Baba Rahman is wanted from PAOK. I don't know if you say PAOK or if you actually pronounce it PAOK. The Greek side. Problem with this one is they want to loan Baba Rahman. Chelsea are kind of a bit fed up of loaning Baba Rahman and they just want to sell the player. Baba Rahman was a player who came in many years ago now, who a lot of people had high aspirations for. However, it didn't work out for him. Ben Chilwell's now at the club. We saw a great performance from Marcus Alonso last night. Emerson scores Champions League goals against Atletico Madrid. So where is the option for Baba Rahman? We've got Ian Maatsen in left back as well, who's out on loan at the moment. So Baba Rahman's future at Chelsea isn't a future at Chelsea. So therefore, Chelsea want to make the sale. And unless money comes in, we're not going to budge. We're not going to keep doing loan moves for players who Chelsea know are not going to have a future at our football club. And the final story that I wanted to talk about today is based off of my absolute joy of watching Trevor Chalobah last night. Thomas Tuchel, in his post-match interview, was of course asked about Trevor Chalobah because he was the standout defensive performer. I think he was one of the best players on the pitch. If it was me, I'd have given him man of the match. I think Hakim Ziyech was going that way, but Trevor Chalobah, for 120 minutes, was giving everything. A little thing that I picked up on, that I don't know if you guys saw it, but when Kepa saves the winning penalty, the slowest person to run to him was Trevor Chalobah. And I don't think that's due to a lack of excitement. It's his first Chelsea trophy in his first competitive appearance, which is outstanding. It's because he absolutely ran his socks off. There were moments where he was muscling some of the Villareal players out for a Chelsea goal kick. I think it was Gerard Moreno. And you just look at him and it's like, oh no, don't go down with cramp. He's kind of like jogging on the spot, up and down. And he managed to keep going. And all the way through, I'm kind of glad that the penalties didn't get round to him taking one, because if he'd have missed it, it would have ruined what was an incredible, incredible game for Chelsea Football Club last night from Trevor Chalobah. Thomas Tuchel, I think he's got a bit of a decision to make here. From the way that he spoke in the interview last night after the game, it looks as though he is strongly considering Trevor Chalobah to remain in the squad this season. After what I saw last night, I will be absolutely delighted to see Trevor Chalobah make it into the squad. Anyway, I don't know how we've managed to go through 8 or 9 bloody stories here in such a quick amount of time, but the good news is, if you want more GBFC, bloody hell, that bite was loud. If you want more GBFC, there's going to be loads more videos coming out today. There could be up to 4 videos for you lot here, and even more on GBFC 2. And the reason is Premier League begins this weekend. Loads of stuff I want to do, and I want to do it before the season's off. We've got so much to look forward to, so much to talk about. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you are new, hit the like button if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all. Come on, you Blues. Why is it going off?